Hello everyone, welcome back to the course of SAP BODS. In this session, we'll be learning about case transform. When is case transform used? Example, you have a data and you want to split that data based on some conditions and you want to load that data after splitting into different target systems. At that time, you utilize case transform. But don't worry, there is an alternate also for case transform that I'll show you at a later stage. Let's design a job and understand the functionality of case transform first. I have created a source file that contains some records based on countries. It contains 17 records. This is my source data. Let's call case transform. You go to transforms, you go to platform, and you have your case transform. I want to split my source file based on countries. That means I want three tables that should have different data for different countries. That means one table will have data for DE country, other one will have data for MX country, and the remaining table will have the data for US country. So let's design the case transform in that way. Open it. Don't worry about these options, I'll tell you in a while. Let's add a label first. Means I'm just giving a label based on which I'll segregate. Expression. What expression it should have. That expression I'll be specifying here. How you can specify? You go to these three buttons, click on it and write your condition. How I did? I opened my table, double click on line 1 and specify your first condition, DE. So this label will filter the results based on DE. Let's add another label. The first way I showed you by clicking on this three dot button. The other way, select your field and drag it below and write your condition. So I have my two labels ready. I want to define the third label also. I won't be specifying a third label. Rather, I have selected a checkbox produce default output with label. It means if a condition which doesn't satisfy the first and second label, it has to satisfy third label. In short, it will be in the default category. Let's go back and call different tables or create different tables. You select your case, connect it with your DE table. You can see the labels. So CTRY underscore DE will load only DE country data in this table. In this, I want only MX data. You select MX. I'll not be selecting default. What will happen if you do not select default? Let's hit validate. You get an error. It says that case default is not connected. Let's disable this checkbox and see what happens. You go back and validate again. No errors. In that case, when you will execute your job, this table will have data related to DE and this will have the data related to MX. But what about US? I want that data also. So for that, what I would do, I would create another label. And let's create the final table that will contain data pertaining to US. As you can see, all the flows have a label, country DE, country MX, country US. Let's validate and execute the job and see the data in these respective tables. Job is completed successfully. Let's see the results. For DE, I have 8 records. Let's check in source. I have 8 records. Let's check for MX how many records have flown. I have 5 records. And for US, I'll be having the remaining records. So this was about your case transform. Now before I end this session, let me give you an alternate of case transform. The same functionality you can achieve using query transform. How? You drag your query transform, apply a filter by going in the where clause. I'll just show you. Connect your source with the query. Inside your where, you specify your condition and you give the condition as DE and map the output. I'm not mapping it just for showing purpose. I'm showing you that the same case functionality can be achieved using query transform. Only difference is you won't get the labels, and of course, if I talk about performance wise, query transform is much faster than your case transform. So that's it for this session. In the next session, we'll be exploring the different options of case transform. Do join me in the next session. Thank you.